Nelson. This is Full Time Devils, and this is your MUFC Transfer Daily. Oh, excuse me. We got a couple of goalkeeper ones this morning to go about, so let's get straight into them then. The first one that we've got is Sports Witness, which is taking on an Argentinian report talking about Sergio Romero. Now, the crux of their reporting seems to basically be that Romero's going to lose his place in the national team unless he starts getting game time somewhere as a first choice, which is fair enough, I imagine. But it seems like Sergio Romero's pretty happy to sit and supposedly fight, for his place at Manchester United. So he's not really keen on moving anywhere. So I think this is a little bit of conjecture from the Argentinian report. They're saying he could be moving to Boca after a bid that they've just had for a goalkeeper has been turned down. So it looks like they want this to happen more than that this is likely to happen. I do think Romero's far too good to be sitting on the bench for Manchester United. He could be out there somewhere else. But I do enjoy having him as a backup to David Depay. Should anything happen to Depay, then we have literally got the best backup in the world who can come in and step in. And speaking of backup and goalkeepers, the second one that we've got is, this is the MEN quoting Tutto Sport, and I think Tutto Sport is a little bit like the Metro over there in Italy, and they're talking about United monitoring and possibly thinking about a bid for Gianluigi Donnarumma, the AC Milan goalkeeper, the 17-year-old AC Milan goalkeeper. Now, this stacks up with what I was saying on Tuesday a little bit, where we was talking about Zidane possibly still looking at Big Dave as a goalkeeper, as a signing that they want to make, and I think that you're going to be linked with David De Gea going to Madrid forever, in all honesty. I really think that this is going to rumble on and rumble on and rumble on. I think there's a desire from the club, there's a desire from the player. So while all that lot exists, I think you're very likely to see that this is a transfer that could happen, in all honesty. Donnarumma would be a decent replacement at 17. We signed De Gea at 19, so if we was going to let De Gea go in the next couple of years, this is a guy that you could bring in the sort of level and allow him to grow into being the best goalkeeper in the world. What he's done so far in his career with AC Milan is pretty spectacular at 17 years of age. He's clearly going to go on and get better and better as he gets older. So it's an interesting one, but it's not a great sign for Big Dave if we are monitoring other goalkeepers. And again, that might be another reason why Sergio Romero's been sticking around, because he knows there will be a place coming up soon, unfortunately. The Daily Star, they're in the bottom drawer, aren't they, with the Metro? They're saying that Darmian might be going to Juventus next season. This seems like it's pure gossip and speculation. Romero's not going to hold down a first team place at Manchester United. He's certainly not going to get in ahead of Valencia. He might be coming as backup to Valencia. He's awful on the left, so I don't think it leaves many options for him at Manchester United. Maybe a move away is the best thing for him, and Juventus isn't a bad place to go, is it? And check it out. So I think that's one that could possibly happen. One that I don't really think's got much potential in it, and it's in the sun, and there's like 6 lines to it, and half of the lines are talking about Zlatan, and that's Kasper Dolberg, the Ajax striker, and they're saying that United are monitoring him. This is the transfer that we think we can make happen, alongside Antoine Griezmann in the summer. Why we would sign Dolberg when we've got young strikers in Marshall and Rashford, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, this one, and it's in the sun, so I think we can just file that in the never going to happen draw. The last one that we've got today is Memphis in the MEN. This is pure speculation as well. They're looking at the situation that Januzaj is in, and they're saying Januzaj's not had a great season. None of the last couple of managers at United have really favoured him. He's got big decisions to make. That's probably true. That doesn't mean that he's definitely going to be going or he's definitely going to be staying. It means that Januzaj needs to book his ideas up. He's gone to Sunderland, and Sunderland are massively struggling, losing game after game. And Januzaj's not exactly played every single game for him and all lit it up when he has played. So I think you're right. They're right in a certain extent. I think Januzaj's got certain decisions that he needs to make on what he's going to do in his career. He seems to have gone backwards from the 17-year-old that broke onto the scene and absolutely tore it up for David Moyes. So I think they've got a point in that they think he's got decisions to make, but it is pure speculation. The last one really that we could talk about is Memphis. Not gone through just yet. So it seems like it's about to go through, but it hasn't just yet. If we've put a buyback clause in there, then excellent. That's United learning. It seems like we've got a good fee for both him and Schneidlin. So well done. Ed Woodward probably learning now, I think. He's been in the job a couple of years, so it's about time that he actually started getting to grips with what it is that he needs to do. Memphis is doing his medical, so it's not official yet. No, so that's why he's not over here. He's not official just yet because it hasn't been announced properly. But yeah, as soon as it is, I'm sure we'll let you all know. Adnan should leave, everybody's saying. Does nobody see Adnan getting back into the United team? Do you think Pereira's now overtaken him possibly with the good performance that he's had out on loan? Rama says we need Griezmann. It's not going to happen in summer, but it definitely looks like it could happen in the winter, but it could happen in the summer. Read that Memphis fees anywhere between 14 and 21 million. That'll do. Shot me down when I asked for a buyback clause, says Tarbo. It's not something that United do, and it's most of the time it's not something that we can do with a Premier League club. Maybe it makes more sense if he goes to somewhere like a Lyon, but a Premier League club, there's too much money in the Premier League, and I think that's why you don't see them happening with Premier League, and you also don't see United managing to get good fees because of the wages that United players are on. So I think the fact that he's gone to Lyon probably enables us to be able to stick a clause in there a little bit better. Whereas if he would have gone to a Premier League team, I don't think it would have happened. I'm not tired, I'm not well. We need Bakayoko, says the unknown. I like Bakayoko, I think he's an excellent player. It's a shame Memphis didn't pan out, says Paul Lucas. I agree. Bernardo Silva, that's a suggestion that we saw on Facebook as well this morning. Do you get sick of the papers reporting on scouts doing their job? Absolutely. United are scouting this player, obviously means we're buying him. I'm sure we've scouted probably thousands of players. We can't sign them all. We signed 4 players in the summer. That's about as many as you're going to sign in a window, isn't it, really? 4, 5 at the most. We get linked to 200. I think it might have been the summer before last, or it might have been last summer. We counted, at FullTimeDEVILS, we counted how many we've been linked to. And I think it was 200, or it might have been 190 something that we got linked to, and we signed 4 or 5, which I think it worked out at like 2.5% anyway of the transfers that we were linked to actually happened. So which means you're looking at like a 97.5% bullshit-ometer. There you go. Scouts are useless. Scouts aren't useless, clearly. Scouts are going out there doing the job. What's useless is the newspapers reporting that we're scouting somebody means that we're going to sign them. No, we're just scouting someone so we know what they're about. Frank Kessie from Atlanta, that's a good footballer. Been told a rumour about Silva from Monaco. 70 million seems a little bit excessive for him, if I'm being completely honest. Do I honestly think Griezmann will come in the summer if it don't make top 4? Well, we didn't make top 4 and we got Pogba for a world record fee, so I don't know anymore. I think anything's possible, to be honest. Tony Cruz to replace Carrick, that would be my first choice. Hamza, yeah, I think so. Dolberg is a good player. Buy him in a few years so I can enjoy him playing for my team Ajax. Again, we've got young strikers. Why would we need to sign another one? Chris, nice to see you yesterday, mate. Where's Lindelof? I didn't think there was much in the Lindelof thing to start with. If you'd watched all of the videos that I did on Lindelof, I said, one, I don't think he's very good, and all of the rumours was coming from the Portugal side. It didn't really seem to stack up from the Manchester side. We need a world-class defender. We got one, unfortunately, he's in the African Cup of Nations. I think Bay is definitely considered world-class at the moment. He's playing at that level, at least. Do I think Tielemans could replace Carrick, Josh? Yes, potentially. I like Tielemans. Only 19, 3 years first-team experience at Anderlecht. Good technique, great composure. Not really the same sort of player that Carrick is, but definitely a fantastic midfielder. He's nothing like the style of play that Carrick is, but I don't know if Mourinho's going to go with the same style. There's not many players that would fit that Carrick style of play in what he does, and Carrick, when he came himself, he was replacing Roy Keane. Probably didn't do himself many favours in the first couple of years by going and wearing the number 16. If he'd have worn a different number, maybe people wouldn't have constantly compared him to Roy Keane, but we replaced Roy Keane with Michael Carrick, and I think you might see a revert back to something like that, someone who's a little bit more physical, a little bit more dynamic in that sense. So is he the captain at 19? That's impressive. So I definitely think you could see Mourinho, certainly Mourinho's sort of normal style, and go with someone a little bit more combative than Carrick. But there you go. Do I think Paddy Crerand should retire from being a pundit? Paddy Crerand is a legend and do whatever he wants. And he's the most biased United fan ever, and I love it. How much would you pay? How much do you think we can pay for the AC Milan keeper? I don't know. Sean Goss to QPR says, Tom, I believe that the speculation is real. I don't know if it's loan or permanent, but I do believe the speculation is real. I just hope Gossy makes the right decision. I definitely think he's got a future at the club, but I'm sure he knows better. Being in there with Mourinho and Nicky Butt, I'm sure Nicky Butt will give him the right advice on where he could go. Do we need signings this window? Said Mo. I don't think so. I think we could go with what we've got, in all honesty. Someone just said sign Barkley. Why? Is there a space on the bench that we need? Abhishek says, really want to see Axel loaned out. I agree. I think Axel, Goss, Riley as well. Riley's obviously now on loan. Would benefit massively from a loan. KJ says, Sean Goss decent. Did you see his goal? His setup for the goal on Monday night? Mint. De Gea to Real Madrid. Unfortunately, yeah, I think that's not going to go away, that rumour. Barkley to replace Carrick. Have you ever seen Carrick or Barkley? They couldn't be further from each other. If you'd have said replace Carrick with Sergio Romero, Payet. Signing a player with a bad attitude and a poor work rate isn't in Mourinho's wheelhouse, really, is it? It's not really his operandi. Cruz, that's the sort of player that we need. I do like Tony Cruz. Will Young go in the summer? I think if he's got them sort of offers that he's getting from China, I think that's madness to not go. Best prospect in the academy that could replace Carrick. Goss is the closest thing you'll see to Carrick. Very calm, tall, great distribution. He's a left-footed version. Can ping it out to the wings, can play an incisive ball down the middle. Defensively, his position is really sound. But you've got to get the experience, because I think the experience is what made Michael Carrick. The experience he got at Tottenham, the experience he got at West Ham at a young age. I think that's where you really start to develop, and he definitely needs that. If he gets that, I think he can definitely do it. But the experience is something that needs to happen. CBJ, CBJ was, I got told like 2 weeks ago he was coming back last week, and he's not back yet. So I don't know what's going on with Borthwick Jackson. I'd love to see him come back. Rooney to be sold to China in the summer. Sorry, I didn't catch the name. There's a lot of speculation about it. Wouldn't shock me. Angel Gomez to replace Carrick. Kevin, no, they're not alike. Gomez is more like your Iniesta. You want him as your number 8, in and around the box, in and around the D, making things happen, not sitting that far back. Although he has played number 6, played number 6 for England, played number 6 for United, and he's very good on the ball when he gets put that far back. But I think defensively, it's a different story. Someone saying Goss bottled it on Monday. You're talking about the penalty? It was a decent pen. He didn't put it in the savable area. Keeper pulled out a fucking great save. It happens. Do I think United will use the buyback clause? I actually don't think we will. I think he'll go there and he'll do great at Lyon, but we'll probably never bring him back. Jones over Stones all day. What about Carvalho as a Carrick replacement? I think Carvalho's another good shout. There's a lot of good players that could replace him. It's an important one that you get it right, but there are a lot of players that would replace him, I think. Could Paddy Everett come and shoot Shaw and Borthwick Jackson? I would love it more than he loves this game. Will Gomez be played under Mourinho soon? I wouldn't have thought so. He's not got into the 23s just yet. And I think all of the players in the 23s are struggling at the moment because Mourinho doesn't come and watch the games. As far as I know, he's not really got any designs on playing any of those players. And do you know what? For the first year or so of Mourinho's United career, I'm not even bothered. If he wants to play those youth players after, I think that's fine. But the first year, he's got to make that first team bob on. He's got to get whatever he needs to do in that first team. But if we start having success in the first team, doing well in Europe, winning titles again, and he's not turning to the youth, then I think there's going to be some problems, I think. Thiago from Bayern would work well with Herrera and Mata, maybe. I think someone a little bit more dynamic and defensive. I want to see Fosu Mensah and Pogba. You're not the only one. Ben Kelly says, how about a solid centre-back? I think we've got the solid centre-backs at the moment. I think rocking about too much of another first choice might not be the best thing. Blind can replace him. I'm assuming you're talking about Carrick. I think that's a good shout. He needs to play there, though. Our Real move into their main man only has a few years left. I don't understand what that means. Bakayoko, a better replacement for Carrick. A more dynamic version, yeah, I think he's a great player, actually, Bakayoko, from what I've seen. Wouldn't like to see Rooney leave for China. I think he needs another season under Mourinho. I wouldn't be shocked if he'd left for China, put it that way. Sum up Daly's time at United. He's played a lot. And he's gone under the radar, hasn't he? I think what he does is he's very Carrick-esque in a lot of the things that he does. Adapted brilliantly to playing at centre-half, can play defensive midfield. His delivery from the left-hand side is great. He's got no pace whatsoever. But I wouldn't mind seeing him in the midfield as that defensive midfielder. See how he could do. What do I think about Manolas? He's better than Lindelof, but I'm not sure that we want to see him at United, in all honesty. Are Madrid worth moving to? I'm not a professional footballer. I don't know if you've ever noticed. I talk shit on YouTube channels, so I wouldn't really know if Madrid are worth moving to. Are they under a transfer ban? I think they appealed it, so I don't know when that kicks in. Best left back at the club? I think it's Luke Shaw. The guy just needs time to recover the injuries that he's getting, and a bit of patience. And I know patience is like a dirty word in football at the moment, but I think that's what he needs. Renato Sanchez is a beast. Not Carrick's replacement, but a great prospect. Yes, that's a good shout. Didn't want to come to United though, so screw him. We need a better left back. Sure, he's finished. Tobias, that's a little bit giddy, I think. Give the guy a bit of time. You'll see him come back. You can't say a guy's finished. What is he, 22 or something? 21? Yeah, how about relax? Almost 10 years since Valencia signed. Sum up his time at United, says Mo. Player of the year twice, I believe he was. That in and out that he used to have was like the most basic manoeuvre in world football, but it was so fast and he was so good at it. It was incredible. And then the ankle break really set him back, and he became a pretty bang average right winger. But he managed to then transition that into being a very good fullback. And I think that whoever he's working with defensively at the moment in Mourinho's team is really doing great things for him. He's got the most amount of crosses in the Premier League this season, I think. So, I think that's a great shout for Tony Valencia. I think he's adapted and changed his game from being a flying winger now to being a very solid fullback. And I love his attitude. Right, that'll do us for this morning. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you've not already. I'm sure you already do. Hit that notification button as well, and you've got a notification every time we upload a video or go live. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in a bit.